This video right here is for all of you who have posted this type of comment or agree with it. Transgenders are mentally ill. Really? Yes. If having a mental condition is considered mentally ill, well then most of y'all are as well. According to psychiatry.org, 19% of US adults experience some form of mental illness. That is nearly 1 in 5. That's bi, gay, straight. We're talking between everyone. Why is it that some of y'all want to call out transgender people mentally ill for being trans? You do realize that gender dysphoria is treatable, right? Most people who are treated for this condition go on to have happy and healthy lifestyles, just like myself. Also, not all transgender people have gender dysphoria, which is the mental disorder that y'all are referring to as a mental illness. It is just like homosexuality was once considered a mental illness. What? Yeah, but it isn't anymore. Listen, being transgender on its own is not considered a mental medical condition. Why do some people still consider transgender people sick with a mental disorder? Well, stick around because I am diving head first into it all. Hey, what's going on? And welcome back to another video. If you are new here, welcome. It's your girl, Naiah Nikole. Today's topic, we are covering mental health and gender dysphoria. If you caught on in the beginning of the video, I said some transgender people are mentally ill by definition, but not all. So how is that? Not all transgender individuals have a mental disorder. If you are not familiar with what gender dysphoria is, let me explain and educate so that you do not have the wrong idea of what it is. Gender dysphoria is the term that describes the sense of unease that a person may have between the mismatch of their biological sex and their gender identity. So how do you get rid of it? You treat it. Treatment for gender dysphoria can look very different for each individual. For some, it could take a little therapy and you're cured. And for others, it can take medication. And for extreme cases, invasive surgical procedures with high success rates, by the way. You know, it works. When gender dysphoria goes untreated, it can cause a transgender person to develop other mental conditions. How is it possible that all transgender people do not have gender dysphoria? As I am a transgender woman who once dealt with gender dysphoria, but I do not deal with any traces of that condition anymore, I can firsthand tell you that a cure is 100% possible. Although it took me a very, very long time to finish my transition, I did deal with gender dysphoria all the way up to the point of when I got my gender confirmation surgery. After the surgery, I felt connected with my body. And I no longer felt that shame, that hatred, that disgust with my body. So after all those treatments, I was cured of my gender dysphoria. I do believe that gender dysphoria is a mental disorder that transgender people experience at one time or throughout their lifetime, but it is a treatable and a curable condition, just like other mental conditions that non-transgender people have, like depression, anxiety disorders, post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, and eating disorders. And the list can go on and on and on. And all of these are also mental conditions. So does that make you mentally ill? If you have ever had any of these mental conditions, how would you feel if somebody called you mentally ill or sick, even after you're treated your condition and you no longer experienced it. Just imagine you are living a happy and healthy lifestyle, being happy. That might include taking a little medication, but you're no longer experiencing symptoms, and by the judgment of the population, you are mentally ill. Now, I think all of y'all out there with this mental process, y'all might need an evaluation yourself. In the beginning, I said, did you know that being gay was once, not too long ago, considered a mental illness? Yeah, had it not been for all of the activism done in the late 1960s, being gay would still be stigmatized, just in the same way as trans is today. The stigma that being transgender is a mental disorder is absolutely disturbing, and it needs to stop now. Being transgender on its own is not considered a mental illness by anybody. Mental health is extremely important, and putting down people while they are getting help, it's never good, transgender or not. Be better, people. Not only have I seen comments from what I imagine are cisgender people in my comments that trans are mentally ill, I have seen the stigma within the LGBTQ plus community as well. Within the community, I saw videos online of lesbians and gays on some social media apps talking about how they don't want to be part of the LGBTQ plus label as it continues to grow and be more inclusive. I guess it's because they don't know the history, or they don't remember why they are now more accepted now, more than trans, non-binary, queer, and the little plus. Well, it's because a lot of work has been done to advocate for wide acceptance for them. So what's up with that? Really, people? If you are an individual who has never been stigmatized, you can be better by getting educated. And I thank you for watching this video as part of that education. How can we grow as a united population if many of you simply just refuse to become educated and treat others with compassion and respect? If you have something to add, I would love to hear your story. If you have been stigmatized, mistreated for being part of the LGBTQ plus community, know that you are loved. I will continue, as well as a lot of people, will continue to fight for yours and my rights, and things are changing. Now, if you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more content like this, make sure to subscribe and to turn on your notifications. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.